What's going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with another Indians live stream. And this will be my Astros series recap and my Angels series preview. Now, heading into this series with the Astros, I wasn't really hopeful that we could win the series. I was just more or less saying, let's just win a game and then see what happens. Maybe you can take a game against Cole or something. Maybe you can even sneak up on Verlander. But being as the second game of the series was Urquidy against Plesac, I was very confident that we could take that game. I was very confident we could take that game. Game one, of course, Bieber against Verlander. It went exactly how you expected it to go. Verlander, I mean, this is just some new specimen of Verlander that I, as an Indians fan, have never seen from him. I mean, he's never been – he was dominant with the Tigers, but this was just a whole nother kind of dominant. They literally took a pitcher who was already a Cy Young winner and made him even better. It's just something – it's not even cheating. It's just the fact that the freaking Astros pitching coaches are freaking insane. They're amazing. They could take a bum pitcher and in the span of maybe a couple months, a season, turn him into an ace. It's crazy. I mean, Garrett Cole, he was all right with Pittsburgh. Now he's another ace. Now they just got Zach Greinke. Now, of course, game one happened on the day before the deadline. So, you know, this was before we traded Trevor Bauer, literally a couple hours before Bauer was traded. It was a couple hours before Bauer was traded. And, I mean, if you remember in that stream, I was pretty much saying, with the way that we played, man, you know, we need to get on the phone and make a trade for some bats. And it's almost like Antoinetti and Chernoff were listening to your boy. Because literally, I ended the stream, the game stream. I ended the stream. Not even maybe 5 minutes later, I look on my phone and I get a text. I get a notification saying, Indians right-hander Trevor Bauer has been traded to the Cincinnati Reds. And I'm like, oh my God. So the first thing that came to my mind was, do I make a video or do I stream? Well, I didn't know the return. And I needed to get on live immediately. And that's exactly what I did. I got on live and you got my instant reaction when I found out that we acquired Puig and Franmil Reyes, as well as Logan Allen, and then like two other minor leaguers. One is in Double-A right now, and the other one I believe is in rookie ball. So probably see them in maybe a couple of years or so. But with Scott Moss, we could see him maybe as early as next year as a reliever. I don't know. But anyways, game one, Verlander against Bieber. I mean, I got to give a lot of credit to Shane Bieber. He held his own against a very super powerful lineup. You know, people could, get after the Astros, oh, they cheat. Oh, they bought their ring. No. Sure, they went out in free agency. They got a couple guys. But the majority of their team is homegrown. They built this little friggin' superpower that they have. They spent however many years, I think when they were just coming into the American League, they spent those years in the basement of the American League West, growing their farm. They were watering their plants, so to speak. They were taking care of the crops, farm reference. They were growing, letting the kids grow, watching Correa and Springer, Altuve, among others. And they have Keuchel, who they got rid of, who they lost. He was a free agent. They did not bring him back. You have McCullers, I don't really know what other pitchers they've had, but now they got Verlander. God. Friggin' Peacock's out there somewhere. McHugh, Davinsky. I mean, damn, bro. I mean, remember a couple years ago, they were trash. And now they're amazing. Like, they're a powerhouse. You can thank, their management, man. I mean, they got a good upper management, very aggressive. All they care about is winning, and they built their stuff from the ground up. That's the way you're supposed to do it. In baseball, it's different from, basketball and stuff. Basketball and football, it's mainly, supplement your team freaking phone every time. And in football, of course, you build your team through the draft, supplement through free agency. Basketball, it's pretty much the same thing. But in baseball, it's totally different. You build your team through the farm, but you mainly act with free agents. Of course, the draft, you don't see your product for a couple of years, if you even see a lot of the guys. I mean, you have, 40 rounds in the draft. A lot of those guys are not going to see time with the Indians. Some might not even see time at all in the majors. There's guys who were drafted by teams. It's been like 10 years in the majors. There was a dude from the Royals. I think he was drafted in 2011. He just now came up. Yeah, Bubba Starling, yeah. Now, anyways, talking about this game, I got to give a lot of credit to Bieber. He stuck around with a super powerful lineup. And, gave up a mistake pitch to, of all people, Robinson Chirinos. I was thinking Springer, Altuve, Correa. No, Robinson Chirinos scored the first run. And then the second run was scored thanks to the ump, Loki helping him out, because I think Naquin caught the ball. But the ump said he did not catch it, so base hit, scores a run. And that was it. That was the only runs scored. Indians could not touch Verlander. That's what it's like having an ace. Trust me, I know that feeling. You have a pitcher like Kluber. He's just been times in the past where he just straight up dominated teams. Like, they couldn't touch him. There are just pitchers out there who you just cannot touch, and you know it too. You seeing him, that ball is just dancing all over, and you're swinging at garbage. Just imagine being that hitter, though, man. I mean, you're swinging at a pitch that you think is going to be right down the middle, but then it just takes a solid left turn. It skirts on you, bro. It goes skirt. Just, no. Like, yeah. Just veers left or veers right. I don't know, or it just straight up dies. It goes, and you're over here swinging, thinking it's going to go maybe bit out of the zone, just barely in the zone. You're swinging at it, and it goes, and you're swinging over on top, and you're like, dang it. Or they hit you with the high cheese. Verlander was literally just dotting everywhere. Did he even give up a walk? I don't even know. But yeah, losing 2-0 to Verlander. It's funny, though, Astros fans will talk crap about him, but they forget he has an under 500 record with us, mainly because of the Tigers. We had his number with Detroit. We beat him up pretty good with Detroit. Even those amazing Detroit teams, we still found a way to beat them up. And ever since he was traded to Houston in August, he's been dominant ever since. I mean, I remember 2017. This dude literally tweeted that I'm still in the Tigers locker room. A few days, whatever later, not even a couple of days, not even later, he's with the Astros. I think the same thing happened with Yu Darvish or something. Like, this dude is insane. I'll tell you one thing. Now that they got, not even Hayden, though, they got Greinke coming in. That means in the ALDS, they're going to have to face a variation of Verlander, Cole, and Greinke. And if you somehow win a game against one of those three, you're going to get Wade Miley. And then you're probably going to get Verlander again, because they're not going to have Urquidy, in their playoff rotation. I highly doubt it. Yeah, we can only mess with 2 hits against Verlander. That's what you expect against him, though. This is a whole new version of Verlander. This is like Verlander 2.0 or something. This is a nastier version of him. It's like they took him, put him in a lab, and like injected him with like whatever the formula they use to make their pitchers amazing. And then what drugs? No, it's not a drug reference. It's like literally making him amazing. They just made a freaking amazing pitcher even more nasty. Wow. But literally, we could not do a dang thing against him. In terms of how long each pitcher went, Verlander went 7 innings, 2 hits, 13 Ks. Bieber went 7 innings, 9 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 8 Ks, and a homer. To think, if he didn't throw the mistake pitch and if the ump wasn't stupid, the game would have been scoreless. You know, I mean, it happens. It's the MLB. Couldn't touch him. And then, Verlander 14-4, Bieber 10-4. Osuna got his 24th save. They got themselves one hell of a pitching staff. Now, game 2 comes around, and this was probably the one game I knew we could win. Plesac against Urquidy. I didn't know much about Urquidy. I just knew that we had to rough him up. And from the get-go, it's like, yeah, we got this guy. Lindor got to him a little bit. Of course, Roberto Perez, 3-run ding-dong, and then a solo shot. And then Kitness came up with a 3-run shot of his own. And then Santana, 3-run shot. 3-run homers. All 10 runs were scored via the long ball. And the crazy part about that game was the Astros were up, I believe, 4-1 at one point? Because they scored. Well, no, it was 4-3. We were up 3-something, and then they scored. And then I'll get the accurate scoring, like the yo-yo effect. We had another yo-yo effect with this one. They scored first, of course, like always. As Correa hit a homer, of course, off of Plesac. And then Perez responded with a homer of his own. 3-1 homer, 3-1. Okay. Then Gurriel doubles, 3 runs score. So there's the yo-yo effect. And then for the final time, the Indians retook the lead for good with a Carlos Santana 3-1 homer, bottom 5. By the way, Gurriel was in top of the third, so literally like top second, bottom second, top third. It was like a yo-yo effect. And then nothing happened. Bottom 5th, Carlos Santana, 3-1 homer. And then next inning, bottom 6, Roberto Perez, solo shot. And then just for good measure, here comes Kipnis with a 3-1 homer of his own. 10-4 Indians get the win. That was very impressive. Plesac got the win, 6-3. Urquidy took the loss. He's 1-1. Probably not going to see Urquidy on the playoff roster. I don't know what the status is about Brad Peacock. I know McCullers, I think, is out for the year. I think I'm not sure, but one of their pitchers is out for the year. I think he had Tommy John or something. Now, in terms of how long each pitcher went, they didn't go that long. Urquidy went 4 innings, gave up 8 hits, 6 runs, all earned, 2 homers, a walk, and a strikeout. 1 strikeout. Again, strikeouts did not really happen. All the outs were grounders or flyers, live balls, pretty much. Plesac, 5 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 walks, 3 Ks, and a homer. Not bad. Not bad at all. I mean, he was really helped out by the fact that his offense just went crazy against a below-average pitcher, which you got to beat these pitchers with this rotation, man. You got to beat these kind of pitchers, man. You see a rotation where it's like you see a weak spot, you got to beat that pitcher up. So, that happens. And that was a good game. Plesac looked good. Again, he's been better. He'll have a rough start, and then he'll settle in, and he'll be fine the rest of the game. Gotta love it, man. He's been very reliable for us as of late, ever since that one outing against Baltimore where he just all over the mound. I mean, he's been very good since then. He's been very good since. Now, entering game 3, we had another good matchup. Garrett Cole against, oh, wait, yeah, Danny Salazar. That's right. Dude making his first start in almost 2 years, going against an ace in Garrett Cole. And I thought, okay, well, hopefully the offense can help out Danny, and hopefully Danny can survive. And starting it off, literally first at bat, here goes Springer. What is he? Clunk. Friggin' solo shot, already 1-0. And it would be like that for a little while. Wait, I hate how long it takes MLB.com to freaking load. Like it knows I'm streaming, so it's like I'm gonna take forever. Gotta love it. But I mean, I didn't expect a lot coming from Salazar. I'm just happy he went as long as he did. They took him out in the 4th inning. Didn't look like garbage. The only thing that really kind of got me was he could not touch 90 miles per hour. It didn't even look like he was throwing fastballs. It looked like he was just trying to make the ball dance, and the ball was not dancing. The ball could not dance. It had 2 left feet. And come to find out, in the least surprising turn of events ever, Danny Salazar actually hurt his groin, and he somehow powered through it, only gave up 2 runs. Both were via the long ball. And that was actually very, very surprising how he only gave up 2 runs. A pitcher who hadn't pitched in over almost 2 years, plus he had a groin. He literally hurt his groin pitching. He powered through it for as long as he could. Only gave up 2 runs. And that second one he gave up wasn't until he pretty much was about time for him to come out. He kept us in the game. Legit. He's survived by ground balls. He's literally like Danny Salazar Otero. Or Sal Otero-Zar. He was doing his best Dan Otero impression. Drawing grounders or fly ball outs or double plays. That was another good one there. Double plays. He had a couple double plays. He was clutch with those. But he just wasn't himself. He could not touch 90. I mean, in the minors, in his rehab assignments, he was touching 96 miles per hour. It's like this dude freaking hurting himself, using up all his gas in the freaking minors in his rehab assignments, and then coming to the majors, he gets hurt and he doesn't have nothing. Freaking Salazar, man. But yeah, Bregman homered in the top of the 4th, 2-0. Indians had a couple of chances to do some damage with the new toys. Yasiel Puig actually got a hold of one, but just could not put it over Springer. He had a ball like over 100 miles per hour. It was a routine flyout. And he looked like he barely swung. He was like, ugh. He didn't go, oh, bam. If he would have did that, that ball probably would have went in the atmosphere. It would have went to the moon with how he swings. And then what really got me, we were down 2-0. This dude, Mike Sarball, a third base coach. Okay, at one point you had Franmil Reyes on first. All right. He can't run. He's like Edwin. He cannot run. And what does this dude do? What does he decide to do? This dude decides, oh, look at this dude. He's probably trying to run full speed. He was about halfway to third when Correa was getting the ball as the cutoff man from left field. He had just gotten past third when the throw from Correa was coming in the home to Maldonado. Maldonado could have bought lunch before Franmil came in. This dude Sawball cost us 2 runs himself. That one, and then on the shallow fly out to right, he sends Puig. I mean, I know Puig is faster, but if it would have went deeper, yeah, you send him. But not when it's shallow right. It's like if there was like, let's say, off the wall, if he caught it like just shy of the wall or like on the warning track or like deep center, yes, that's when you send him. But not when it's shallow right field. The guy was it Josh Reddick? Oh, Sarball. Oh my God. The one that got me the most was sending Franmil Reyes, who is not fast by any means. I mean, it didn't really help matters that he was trotting from first to second because he thought the ball was going to be launched over the seats. He thought it was going into the seats. That thing hit the wall, and he's like, "Oh crap! I got to take off." I would have stopped at second, or I would have went to third and stopped there. Second and third for Kip, or whoever was coming up behind him. Franmil singled, and then Kipnis doubled. Yeah, he thought, he would have stopped at third. So, you have Kipnis, and then Perez was up next. What, you have no faith in Perez helping you out? Perez has been clutch too, man. But of course, he struck out. You would have had second and third. Deep fly ball to center. Fran scores easily. But no, I'm going to send him. I mean, if that was like the Tigers outfield, you probably could have tried him because you can't trust the Tigers. You can't trust them. They probably would have muffled the ball or something. That would have been the only prayer that he would have had. If maybe hoping that Maldonado would have like fumbled the ball or something, like muffed it or lost it, or it went over his head, or if it would have stuck past him, or if he dropped the ball. That would have been clutch. But of course he didn't, because that's Martin Maldonado, who they just brought back, by the way. I mean, I know they've always liked him for his defense, and that's why you don't test those outfielders unless you got them. Unless you know you can beat them. The ball's deep enough or it's a base hit, pretty much. But you do not, no matter who it is, you don't send Franmil Reyes on something like that. Puig, I can understand, but not something on a shallow right. No. Deeper, yes. He's fast. He's stolen bases. In fact, he stole a base last night. But man, come on. You needed all the runs you could get, and you wasted the 2 runs right there. You just said, here. That's, I guess, being over aggressive. Yeah. And of course, Tito was not managing because he had eye surgery. Yeah. I think I know who needs eye surgery now. Sarball. I get being aggressive, but you gotta be smarter, man. God. There's been times where he's sent guys stealing with a very good guy at plate, like Santana or Perez. Next pitch, the guy gets caught stealing. What happens next pitch? Boom! Freaking Santana launches one. That's happened a couple times this year. And they were like, that could have been a 2-run shot. But the idiot, I don't know if Alomar sends him or what, but someone sends him in. That's stupid. I guess it's called being over-aggressive. Sometimes you just don't need to be aggressive. When you got a guy like Santana at the plate, or even Perez. Perez has been kind of regressing a little bit, but he's still been pretty good, clutch at times. You don't do that. You let him try to bring you home. Knowing him, knowing us, he would have hit a 3-run jack. The game would have completely changed. But no, let's try to send Franmil, who's not fast. Hopefully they learned a lesson. I mean, again, that was their first game, getting to know each other. But even I would have noticed. Oh, crap, this dude's slow as heck. You know what? You're staying at third, buddy. You're not going to get gunned down, not with freaking Brantley, especially because he knows Brantley. He's seen Brantley in left. Brantley has a good arm. God, acting like you've never seen Brantley or Correa throw a ball before. I don't know if Brantley would have still gotten him if he didn't hit the cutoff man, though. Probably would have, being as Franmil again was kind of on the sluggish side. Maybe if he had taken off from first, he would have had a better shot at it. But he was kind of trotting around thinking that maybe Kipnis hit it out, but it went off the wall. And, of course, he went towards the 19-foot wall. Probably going to see a lot of that from Fran and Yasiel this year, barely off the wall, because that 19-foot wall, that's challenging. But the way you beat that is you just launch it. You don't try to hit line drives, frozen ropes. Those things will probably be dinging off the gate, the very top of it, or it'll be off the wall, just shy of a homer. But those two guys, they like to use that launch angle. They just push it up, and then it just goes 3 miles into the sky. So, yeah, we take 1 of 3 against a very good Houston team. Cole got the win, 13-5. Salazar got the loss. He's 0-1. Again, in terms of distance, Cole went 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 earned, 2 walks, 4 Ks. And Salazar went 4 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs. Very surprising. 3 walks, 2 Ks, and 2 homers. So, with that being said, Astros are now done. We don't see them for the rest of the regular season. Possibly a playoff rematch is in store. We'll see. Hopefully we get our, Carrasco and Kluber back. Because I really like our chances with Kluber, Carrasco, Clevenger, and Bieber compared to what we have now. Plesac and Logan Allen, we could see them later as well. But now let's talk about the series coming up. So tonight, it will be Mike Clevenger on the mound for the first time in August, going up against Dylan Peters for the Angels. Now, the Angels, they've had a little bit of a rough go at it recently here. In fact, let me pull up their schedule, because I know they've had a series against the O's and the Tigers recently, and they have not been good at all. They've been struggling. In fact, today they just DFA'd or designated Jonathan Lucroy for assignment. God, man, what a dip that dude's taken. That dude was amazing. He was an all-star when we were trying to trade for him, and he vetoed the trade, which was low-key a blessing for us, and now he's been trash ever since. So karma has definitely hit him big time. Now, let's review what the Angels have gone through the past couple series, all right? Because they have had a rough go at it. Trout's still doing his thing. You have Ohtani. You got some good players. It's just, you got Brett Smith as manager. Oh, that's going to be fun. I wonder how he's going to mismanage this series. He's been known to mismanage a lot. Tito versus Osmus. Oh, yeah, throwback to when Osmus was the manager of the Tigers, and that's when we really started to own them. But before they came out here, they were, I believe, at home. Let me check. Okay, here we are. So they took 2 of 3 against Seattle after they split with the Astros, surprisingly. And then they They took a series against the Dodgers, 1-2. That's funny, though. They took 2 against the Dodgers, a freaking amazing squad, and then they lose 3 or 4 against the O's. And then they lose 2 of 3 against the Tigers. Like, how? You beat the Dodgers, you split with the Astros, but then you lose 3 or 4 to the O's and the Tigers. You lose 2 of 3 against them. And then, coming up, you have the Torrid de Ohio. They go from Cleveland to Cincy to Boston. Then they come back home for the Pirates, the White Sox. They go to Texas, and then they go back against Houston, and then Texas, and then Boston again. So, yeah, nice little Torrid de Ohio, little 5-gamer out here in the Buckeye State. 3 up here, 2 down there. That'll be fun. Then they go out to Fenway for 4 with an off day in between. Then from Fenway, they go back home. Dude, that's so crazy. They have a 10 o'clock game. Dude, their 1 o'clock games are at 10 o'clock a.m. You literally have baseball when you wake up. You wake up, watch some Angels baseball, watch them probably suck or something, and then you're like, okay, whatever. Didn't ruin my day. Reminded me of when the Browns played an early game, was it 9 o'clock a.m. or something against the Minnesota Vikings. I don't know what time it started, but it was a very early morning game. It was an early morning game against the freaking Vikings. It's well, They lost, but it didn't ruin my day. Still have the entire day to go through. I'm good. But yeah, we got Peters against Clevenger tonight. Peters is 2-0 with a 3.06 ERA and 14 Ks. Clevenger is 5-2 with a 3.28 ERA and 72 strikeouts. Now here's the difficult part. The Astros, the Angels, as far as I know, have not announced a starter, or they still have not announced a starter for tomorrow. But the Indians will have Adam Plutko. So I guess we'll see who the Angels will have against Plutko. I guess I'll find out tomorrow. That's another 7 o'clock start. And then we got a 1 o'clock start on Sunday. Bieber against Jaime Barria. Is that Jaime Barria? Of course, Bieber 10-4. Barria is 4-4. And then we have Texas coming to town. So that's funny. The Angels are going a little Tour de Ohio. We're doing a nice little Tour de AL West because we have the Angels. We already had the Astros coming in here. Now we got the Angels. And then we got the Rangers. We already had the Mariners. The Mariners were done with us from like the first month. We were done with them after the first month of the season, which is kind of funny how we always finish up with the Mariners first before everyone else. Now we're done with the Astros. We haven't even started against the Angels. This is our first series against them. And then we finish up with the Rangers after. Now, after that, it's going to get tough. We got 4 against Minnesota, 4 big games against Minnesota in Minnesota. And then we got 3 at home against Boston. This little, cup of tea at home. And then we go out to the Bronx, and we go out to Queens. So in this little Tour de New York. And then we return home against Kansas City, and then Detroit, and then Tampa Bay on the road. So, yeah, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for the preview. We'll see what the Indians can do. Of course, I'll be streaming tonight. Hope to see you guys there and see what's going on in the comments, especially with Granky. Y'all got Puig and Reyes and the club building for years. And then look, yeah, do you have Madden 20? No, I do not. Why would you? Cody Allen and Cabrera back in the Tribe. I wouldn't mind Cody, but he wouldn't be our closer. Asdrubal, again, I wouldn't mind seeing him. I think it'd be cool. This little nostalgia. We could go for an infielder, but right now I like what we got. So, by the way, before I forget, the Indians actually made some roster moves. Of course, we already know Danny Salazar on the injured list again. He comes up for a nice little cup of tea, and then he goes back to his injured list with a groin injury. This time it's not his shoulder. It's his groin, of course. It's not one thing it's there, it's another. And then it's Tyler Olson is also on the injured list. So, yeah, Tyler Olson and Danny Salazar now on the 10-day injured list. And then they called up 2 relievers, right-hander Hunter Wood, who we acquired from Tampa Bay. And then we also brought up Phil Matan or whatever that we got from San Diego in a smaller level trade earlier a couple weeks ago. So those 2 guys are up. I don't know what we're going to do about starters. We're probably going to go with a 4-man, but the schedule does not look good for a 4-man rotation. That is for certain. So pretty much with that being said, oh, wow, nice. Basketball forever. Wow, nice. Cool. Says the dude with no avatar. Yeah. Troll. Well, I'm going to get on out of here, and I'll see you guys tonight. I'm Crazy Dog 99. Let's go, Tribe. And I'm out.